Hi there and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's dive into today's top stories. Mikel Arteta says £34 million player will rejoin Arsenal training next week. Mikel Arteta has seen his team really motor on in recent times, and with just a few months remaining in the season, they are right in contention to win the Premier League. Of course, things could get even better for Arsenal as the players come back from injury, and after confirming Thomas Partey is now back amongst things, Mikel Arteta has also given a positive update on Dutch defender Jurrien Timber. In quotes shared by Arsenal journalist Charles Watts from the official press conference this morning, Arteta confirmed Timber could be back as early as next week. He said, I really hope so. He is doing really well. He is going to start doing some bits with us in the next week or so. We'll see how that evolves. Timber has been out since the very first game of the season. The defender suffered a serious injury in his first match since signing for £34 million in the summer. Arsenal fans have been waiting all season to get another glimpse of Jurrien Timber, and it looks like he might well be back among things soon. If the Gunners can get Timber back on the field for the last few months of the season, then it will be a massive boost for the club. For Mikel Arteta, too, it's also a chance for him to have another option in his squad ahead of what could be the biggest few months of his Arsenal career. Timber will also be itching to be back involved, and while there will be an element of being careful with his fitness, you feel Arteta won't hesitate to play Timber if he is fully fit. Team Sherwood says 24-year-old Arsenal player is every manager's dream. Team Sherwood has heaped praise on Arsenal star Declan Rice and has called him a manager's dream. The Gunners are hurting at the moment after a disappointing result against Porto in the Champions League. However, they still have a lot to look forward to, and with Rice in their side, anything is possible in the coming months. Arsenal signed Declan Rice for a club record fee from West Ham United last summer. The 24-year-old England international has been an incredible signing for the Gunners. He is undoubtedly one of their best players, and his performances have been excellent over the last few months. Team Sherwood, despite being a Tottenham man, has often heaped praise on Arsenal's Rice, and he has done it again now on the No Tippy Tappy Football podcast. After Mark Warburton praised Rice, Sherwood claimed that the England midfielder is a manager's dream who always delivers a 7 out of 10 performance or higher. He also went as far as saying Rice is the first name on Mikel Arteta's team sheet every single week. Sherwood said, he is just a dream, Declan, isn't he? He is just a manager's dream. He is the first on the team sheet because you are going to get a 7 at least, and if he makes mistakes, they are going to be honest mistakes. Arsenal star Declan Rice is already one of the best midfielders in the world, but there is still a lot of room for improvement. He can reach the very top. The Englishman has recently been given additional responsibility of set pieces, and he has been fantastic. He has 3 assists in his last 5 Premier League games. Rice is still just 24 years old. He is nowhere near his prime, which means he will get even better in the coming months and years under Mikel Arteta. Arsenal take on Newcastle United next, and Rice is almost guaranteed to start. If he has a good game, the Gunners should be able to pick up another win. Rio Ferdinand says £30 million Arsenal player is a real magician for the Gunners. Arsenal captain Martin Odegaard came in for a huge praise from Rio Ferdinand ahead of their Champions League meeting with Porto. Ferdinand, speaking on TNT Sports, described the 25-year-old as the Gunners' locksmith and hailed his phenomenal execution. Odegaard moved to Arsenal from Real Madrid in 2021 and has become a key player for the Gunners, registering 32 goals and 22 assists from 133 appearances. The Norwegians' efforts helped Arsenal push Manchester City in the Premier League title race last term and contributed to the recent superb form in the top flight. Even though the Gunners lost to Porto, Odegaard was one of their better players. He was their brightest creative outlet and pressed well too. Speaking ahead of the match, Ferdinand suggested that Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta sees Odegaard as more than just a footballer. He said, "He is one of the players they look to in moments when they need that little spark, that little bit of magic. He is that guy who's got that. Last year, he was one of the best midfielders, no doubt, in the league. He dipped a little bit earlier in the season in terms of his output of goals and in creating chances, but in the last couple of games, he's come back to the fore, and he is the guy again who they are looking at. He is providing those moments where he is unlocking. He is the locksmith. He is the person that when it's congested, he's got that clear picture and can see the game a lot clearer than anyone else. His execution is phenomenal, and he's been made captain here at 22 years old, made captain of Norway. He comes in here and he is immediately captain of the club. That says something. The manager sees something more than just a footballer. Odegaard has come a very long way since joining Arsenal in 2021. He is not only living up to his potential, but exceeding it. Things didn't quite go to plan for him at Real Madrid, and for a while there were worries he wasn't going to achieve his potential. This all changed after Odegaard joined Arsenal, initially on loan and then permanently for £30 million. The rest is history, and hopefully he can make history with the club. Freddie Ljungberg says Arsenal have a young player who actually reminds him of himself. Arsenal legend Freddie Ljungberg has claimed that Gabriel Martinelli reminds him a lot of himself when he used to play for the club. The Swede is a fan favorite at the Emirates, everybody loves him, and he shares the same affection towards the club. Ljungberg was a great servant for Arsenal back in the day, and he says Martinelli is similar to him. Arsenal signed Gabriel Martinelli from Ituano as a teenager back in 2019. The young Brazilian, still just 22 years old, is one of the best wingers in the Premier League. He possesses electric pace, incredible dribbling, and has the ability to score goals and provide assists. Everyone at Arsenal loves Martinelli, and it looks like Freddie is one of them. The Brazilian scored his first ever Premier League goal when the Swede was the interim manager, and the two of them know each other very well. Speaking on Fozcast yesterday, Ljungberg was asked to name the one current Arsenal player who reminds him of himself. The 46-year-old replied, "It's hard. I think football has changed quite a lot. We have Bukayo on one side, we have Odegaard there, maybe Martinelli, in the way that he has a lot of speed when he goes, a lot of energy when he goes. Maybe I was more defensive in that way, sometimes protecting the area and stuff like that, but in general, going forward, I would say that's something that resembles a bit." Gabriel Martinelli had his best ever campaign last season, scoring 15 goals for Arsenal in the Premier League. The Brazil international was expected to kick on further and break his record from last term, but he has had his struggles with consistency since the start of the season. The 22-year-old has scored just 7 times in all competitions this term. His good pal Bukayo Saka, on the other hand, has 15 already, which shows just how quiet Martinelli has been. The business end of the season is not too far away now, and if Arsenal want to have a real go at winning the Premier League and the Champions League, they need Martinelli to perform at his best level. Arsenal want to sign complete £25 million forward likened to Thierry Henry. Arsenal have reportedly set their sights on a £25 million striker who has been likened to Thierry Henry. The Gunners continue to blow hot and cold with regards to their attacking success and, as such, may well consider a new striker in the summer. Arsenal scored 11 goals in their last two Premier League games, but were toothless in Wednesday's 1-0 loss at Porto in the Champions League. According to Bild, the Gunners are now looking at Bayern Munich forward Matthias Tel. The report claims that the 18-year-old is now seriously thinking about a change this summer and could be tempted by an English club. And while Manchester United appear to be the front runners for now, Arsenal are apparently also keeping tabs on Tal ahead of the summer. Tal, who cost Bayern £25 million from Rennes in 2022, seems like a good shoot for Arsenal. Even though he is just 18, he looks like a world-class prospect. Last year, The Guardian named the young Frenchman in their next generation list of their 60 best youngsters in world football. Meanwhile, Football Talent Scout gave Tal a 10 out of 10 for potential in 2021, deeming him a world-class prospect. They compared him to Thierry Henry and deemed him a complete forward as well as a well-rounded player who has all the qualities to play on many other positions and attacking roles. Bayern striker Harry Kane is a fan of Tal. He has described his teammate as an outstanding talent. Let's see what happens in the coming months. If Tal is truly determined to leave, then Arsenal should certainly look to make a move. Theo Walcott says Arsenal would be even more dangerous if they signed £60 million Englishman. Arsenal cult hero Theo Walcott has claimed that the Gunners would be an even bigger threat if they signed a certain Brentford forward. Walcott was speaking on BBC Radio 5 Live after Arsenal fell to a disappointing 1-0 defeat at Porto in the Champions League. Against Porto, Arsenal shockingly failed to register a shot on target for the first time in 2 years, as per Sky Sports. Arsenal's recent Premier League wins silenced the need to sign a centre forward debate somewhat, but it has once again come to the fore. Although Walcott didn't explicitly name the player he'd like Arsenal to sign, it's heavily implied that it's £60 million forward Ivan Toney. He said the following: I have said this numerous times recently. I think the argument about Arsenal's lack of prolific goal scorer will rear its ugly head again. I'm a big fan of a certain Brentford forward that I won't name, but it's one of those. Arsenal are a really big team, but with all the set pieces, if you've got someone like that in your team, you are an even bigger threat. There is no doubt that a clinical, tall centre forward like Tony would be a great shoot for Arsenal. The 27-year-old is proven in the Premier League and very much in his prime, so it would be good to see him join the Gunners in the summer. Admittedly, there is not really much Arsenal could have done on that front in the January transfer window. FFP constraints stifled the vast majority of Premier League clubs, not to mention top strikers usually cost huge amounts of money, and the clubs don't want to lose their main sources of goals mid-season. Arsenal really should have acted in the summer transfer window, but at the same time, they had other pressing issues which they did resolve, such as the midfield. It is what it is. Let's see how far the Gunners can go this season, and then in the summer, there will no doubt be another round of strengthening that should push them up yet another level. Arsenal, Man United, and Liverpool in the race to sign 28-year-old Frenchman. Arsenal, Manchester United, and Liverpool have been linked with a move for the French international midfielder Adrien Rabiot. According to a report from Corriere dello Sport via Sport Witness, the 28-year-old midfielder will be a free agent in the summer, and a number of Premier League clubs are keeping tabs on him. Arsenal, Liverpool, and Manchester United are monitoring his situation, and it remains to be seen whether they can secure his services in the coming months. The French international midfielder has proven his quality with the club and country, and he could be a key player for all three clubs. Arsenal need more depth in the middle of the park, and Rabiot could form a quality partnership with Declan Rice. He could be the ideal replacement for Thomas Partey, who has been linked with an exit in recent months. The 28-year-old will add defensive cover and control to the side. The French international is an expert when it comes to controlling the tempo of the game, and Arsenal are in desperate need of someone with his skill set. Signing a player of his caliber on a free transfer would be a major coup. The report from Corriere dello Sport adds that the Premier League club could offer him a lucrative package, which would see him earn more than his 7 million euros per season salary at Juventus. As we wrap up today's Arsenal news, remember to stay tuned for daily updates right here on the channel. Don't miss out on the latest updates, so make sure to hit that subscribe button and give us a like if you found this information valuable. Your support means the world to us. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.